On April 10th, 1912, the Titanic had just left Southampton to go on her maiden voyage. It was her first time ever traveling somewhere, and she was on her way to New York City. But on her way there, she came across a problem. On April 14th, 1912, somewhere around midnight, she struck an iceberg, scraping along the right side of her hull. You see, the Titanic is able to hold up to be 5 watertight compartments to be filled, but the iceberg had scraped just long enough to fill up 6. So now, she would be under the water in just a couple hours. Her predictions were she would start to sink in about 2 hours. Send out the distress flares! What's wrong with me ship, Mr. Ismay? What's wrong with my ship, Mr. Andrews? Mr. Ismay, I'm sorry to break it to you, but the ship will be sinking. Is there a way to stop it? Unfortunately not. The Titanic is only meant to be able to handle 5 watertight compartments to be closed, but she has gone with 6 that have been filled with water. So she will be sinking in about an hour and a half, 2 at best. But she can't sink. I thought she was unsinkable. Mr. Ismay, she is made out of steel and filled with water. I assure you, we can. Is there any way we can help the people on board? Well, since we don't have enough lifeboats for everyone on board, we're only going to have to get the women and children on only. And if there's any boats left over, we could put the men on there. So, Captain, go inform your officers to start loading women and children onto the boat. I can do that. What do we do now? The best we can do is just hope to survive. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm personally gonna go into a lifeboat. But you selfish prick! I'm too rich to die! She had already started going under. She'd try sending out much distress calls as she could, but no other boats were nearby. The nearest boat was acres away, and the best anyone on board could do now was pray. Okay, I advise I need all women and children on board right now. Can all the women please step forward? I'm a woman. I'm also a woman. Oh, great, an ad. I am also a woman. Alright, you ladies hop onto the lifeboat right now. Okay? Chippa-chow. Chippa-chow. Ladies, wait for me. Right, you ladies. Alright. I will now lower you guys down. Guys, the boat's stuck. Cactus, you're too heavy. Okay, we told you to stay off the crumpets. I love crumpets. I will never give them up. My God. We're gonna drown because of you. Cactus! Stop. It's not me, it's you guys. You know what? Let's just go and wait. This isn't fair. Yeah. Well, after all the women and children are off, we'll see if there's any lifeboats. So back up, you two. Captain, aren't you gonna get on a lifeboat? Mr. Murdoch. I was going to retire after this. I knew the ship had complications. I'm gonna die with the ship, Mr. Murdoch. But sir, what about your family? I've said my goodbyes. I knew something like this was gonna happen, Mr. Murdoch. You guys, just go help all the passengers get off safely into lifeboats. That's an order. Yes, sir. Come on, you idiot. Let's go help the others. What did I do? It felt just like yesterday. She was just released. It felt just like yesterday. When we saw her get launched into the ocean for the first ever time. She looked so gracious getting out of there. Everyone was so excited to hop on board the marvelous Titanic. Everybody wanted to go. Everyone wanted to see what it was like to be on a ship so big and marvelous. She was ginormous. But that would be the last time Southampton. But once she left for her maiden voyage, that was the last time that Southampton had ever seen the Titanic ever again. It was so cool watching her enter the water and watching her float back up quickly. But now, she's about 60 degrees in the air, just waiting to be let go. Just waiting there, waiting to be at the bottom of the Atlantic. Just sitting and waiting. She had now been completely snapped in half. Oh shit. Okay, there we go. And before they know it, the front of the ship had started to emerge down into the darkness. And now, everything left was her front. The screams of innocent people. The screams of innocent people who had done nothing wrong, echoed through what was left of the ship. As they fell, broke bones, fell unconscious, started crying. Echoed through the eerie night. Melon, help! 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 I'm sorry, Apple. I'm sorry. It's every man for himself. Please don't be mad at me in the afterlife if I end up surviving. God, please, I pray to you tonight that I survive and Apple survives. She would continue to bob there for countless minutes. What felt like just a couple seconds to the people on board, hoping that it would stay this way. She then began to make her final plunge beneath the surface. People were on the back of the boat, hoping to be pulled down like an elevator. But then they had to come across suction as she takes her final breath. That would be the last time anyone ever saw the Titanic again. Frozen bodies would be found later on by crew members who went back and tried to retrieve as much people as they could. But only a couple of people were retrieved from the water, who had found something to lay on until some had come back to arrive. But everyone else, approximately 15,000 people, died that night. And originally on board, there were 2,200 people. Nowadays, she sits at the bottom of the ocean, split into two, but in real life, they were not this close to each other. They were a fair part away from each other. I don't know how far apart. Sometimes you wonder, what would have happened to the Titanic if she didn't sink at all? Titanic. This is only the trailer. The full movie, slash mini movie, slash whatever you want to call it, will be released on Saturday, Australian time. If not, Sunday, Australian time. It will be on my YouTube channel. By Sunday or Saturday, we don't quite know yet. Coming soon. Titanic. Titanic.